last and final match of the day. Group Death, Group Green has been an absolute marvel to watch, and we're finishing here on Miramar. We've got our playing path. I think it's a little bit of a cheeky one as well, all the way down towards the south side, going from west to Puerto Paraíso, really cutting off a lot of that northern side of the map. It's already starting out extremely awkward for us here on Miramar, Jackie.
Ooh, the Scoville scale is off the charts. These are some Reaper peppers that we're starting to taste here on the tips of our tongues, as a lot of teams will have to make some slight adjustments in terms of their drops. We'll see if there is any X's painted on teams' backs going into this one, if anyone will thirst for those early hot drops to try and take control of the game, try and deny point gain for any other rival squads. We've seen how fine those margins are. Let's see what we get on the drops.
Gladiators extremely close to Alter Ego, in fact, with them just over towards that western side. They know this is a secondary drop of theirs, and Alter Ego, they've had it out for the Gladiators for such a long time. After that last game, though, Alter Ego all but stamped their position over towards that survival stage. They sort of know they're in with those points, and again, we said it before, Alter Ego drops in very similar spots to the Gladiators. They've been trying to shunt them out this entire tournament. Now comes a time where they have the chance to. They can shut down the Gladiators here and now, Jackie, causing them to be in a position where they could fall from 10th place down to 12th and be sent home for good. Gladiators better have their heads on a swivel here. They better be looking left and right before they cross any of these roads in Miramar.
Since day 2, these two squads have had it out for each other. There's been no freebies, there's been no easy ones. It's consistently been Alter Ego hunting Gladiators, Gladiators forced to fight toe-to-toe in the middle of a cell and thrust them back consistently. Is that going to happen again here? Other squads in close proximity as well. Awful lot of room for early chaos. Luckily for Rejects as well, Sarah, he took a ton of damage, but he stayed alive, bobbing and weaving to get some loot finally on his side and a much needed medkit.
Keeps himself in this one, and I think for Reject, losing Sarah there might have just been the question that we asked at the start of the game. Can they do it? And if he went down, absolutely not. They need 4 players in this match if they want to hope to take themselves to the next level. But the thing for Rejects with this game, they need a whole lot of elimination points, which means they can't afford just to send center, stay out of the way for the majority of these matches here, Jackie. They have to have a presence. Pasija Evos chasing down Malise Esports. Remember, this is the team that we said was in a little bit of danger here, Jackie. And Pasija Evos, they're not letting up.
No, they've put the foot down. They're chasing them in hot pursuit. Evos want to catch up with Malise and see if they can murk them early. Not much defense to play with as well, so exposed on the back of the bike, but the added benefit is that you move so much quicker, and they've been able to get away. It seems like they've lost the scent, and they do give up the chase.
But Pasija Evos, they've pulled apart Malise Esports like a cheese pull here. This doesn't look good. Poser is off in the distance with his teammate. You've got Kissu over towards Graveyard. Now CEO Later and co are over towards the south side of Quest. This is a nightmare situation for Malise Esports. So remember, 9th place, 123 points. That's by no means safe here. There is teams that could still jump up. They would need a couple of these squads underneath to go out early and them to stay alive before they can feel any form of safety. And with this initial hunt down from Pasija Evos, their game becomes all that much harder.
Axa sprinting down the cliffside, looking to get away from the map control that has been claimed by Alter Ego. Doesn't want to give them any early points. 6 comes in for the quick secure, and will grab his mate, seatbelt on, and back on the move. Get out of there for now and keep your noses clean. Falcons, what can they really do today in this last game? More so than anything, it's the chance they have to deny points for other squads, namely Alter Ego. If they lost that fight, you'd be very frustrated with yourselves.
I mean, for Alter Ego, they're just chasing them down right now, quickly sending off the top of the ridge. And again, this is the team that realizes that, yes, they're on the cusp of things. They can just make some strange plays happen, cause problems for a lot of teams inside this lobby. Falcons go down here, makes it an awful lot easier for Quest to not worry about another team catching up. Falcons just want to get away because this is a squad that needs a humongous game if they want to even have a chance at getting in. Yeah, 95 points seems far away here, but again, chicken dinner. Tiamba goes out early. There's a chance here for them to get ahead of both Quest and Tiamba to position where maybe, just maybe, they take themselves an 11th place spot. It will be an incredible comeback from Falcons, but we got to wait and see before we even start hyping them up, because Falcons just have been leaving these matches, migrating back to the lobby so many times, so often on this final day of play here in the PMGC League stage. Alter Ego, though, looking for the flank. Six is ready in there for it.
Six catches contact. Tries to back off, get into a better position. Had the vehicle stashed close by. Jumps in it, driving seat, getaway. Turns the corner, quick with a handbrake turn. Readjustment from AXA, 1v2. Surely goes down here, overwhelmed. But Fnatic has suffered the same fate. He's taken a burst to the face from Falcons and gone down to his last legs. Rosemary, the hero of the moment for Alter Ego. But the longer this goes on, the worse it gets for them. Blank. Alter Ego losing an awful lot of their players now. It's all down to one man. This is not looking good.
Octa sending up, has to threaten the Reds here, but the Reds comes out way sooner for Falcons as they push up towards that top side. But in fact, it's Lamborghini from DX to spot out the players from Alter Ego. Falcons equally trying to go for something of their own, and they're just going to ditch this fight, get out the way. Not likely to be able to get Six back up again as DX tries to claim position. Alter Ego with one elimination. It's Octa to try and take down the remaining members of Falcons, just down to 2. But I think this might be just done for Falcons now. With 2 players, it is almost but impossible for them to climb the rankings, and I think now we can say goodbye to the Falcons, a salute to them as they'll be heading home.
Such a rough stalemate for both Falcons and Alter Ego on that one. Far worse for wear for Falcons there, as they are not in a safe spot in terms of the standings. Meanwhile, Bra back on screens here, trying to clash versus I8 and seeing if they can secure some pickups at the very least. Bit of chip damage done. Zia as well, third partying into this one. So the bottom of our standings all scrapping amongst one another, taking away potential Elim points from some of the other squads that are really going to be fighting tooth and nail for them. Falak with a mini 14 popping off and doing something obscene uphill, as that will slap Coursera straight in the face.
Yeah, this is typically how it goes in that last match as well. A lot of people throw caution to the wind, and you're right, it removes eliminations available from the board, making it hard for a team like Reject, who knows they need to have an absolute ginormous game here to even attempt to get over the top of Alpha 7. But with players dropping left, right, and center on the final match, that possibility becomes further and further out of reach for them. Loops rotating over towards that northern side. Stalwart waiting for them on their rotate. Procedure Evos moving in. I8's taking a lot of damage here. You can see Bra Esports trying to get this one done. If Reject needed a ginormous game, Bra Esports needs something absolutely galactic if they want to make it in. They still have a chance now with the players they have remaining. It's Tospic up front towards Blade at the moment. Looks to dull him.
Blade on a peak, spamming his way through him. The SMG will lick him up. And he drops down, the man that aggresses from Bra. Repeak off to the wayside as well, ready to continue forcing the issue. And it's nice damage established. Ooh, nade chucked up close and personal from Kane. Coursera so far away, trying to find an opportunity to peek down the hill, get the scope in the right location to strike against Ghost. But Ghost, he plays it smart, belly down to the ground, keep himself alive. Meanwhile, we've got 2 of our top squads scrapping as well, it seems, as Loops have lost a player, Stalwart aggressing against them.
Looks like some of our refs have organised a cage match on the northern side of the circle. You're right, Loops and Stalwart currently taking it to one another there, and it looks like Loops are losing. Ghost underneath inside the ditch. That nade should be decent, does a lot of damage. Won't fully finish him off now, though, and all the while, Tospic is bleeding out. That nade should do the trick, though. Will take down Ghost. Blade, though, sharp as ever, moves up towards the rest of the players from Bra Esport.
Blade. He was on the move. Looked like he was actually moving with a lot of volition. Pretty confident about his pacing on this one. But a barrage of bullets from Coursera does slow him down, force to pop a heal. Tiamba. Okay, this is a position where potentially they could actually get some much-needed eliminations as well. You get a backstab here onto Zia. Shopper's quite low. He's at least been able to whip out a rapid heal and reset. Uh-oh, this is going wrong though, Blank. Tiamba losing numbers. One man's knocked. That's Ren. He's been a big player for Tiamba as well. And with two players down on their last legs, you can't afford to suffer casualties like this.
Oh,
Zia
no.
just running through them.
Tian Yu down as well, Lee's out, and Tiamba not safe at all on the barest edge right now, and they're gone. 0 eliminations, 0 points found of the match. That opens the door now for Quest. They can finally crawl upwards. They are still at 4 players. They're moving in on that northeast side. They'd have to go down now with 0 points, 0 limbs to stamp their ticket out and go home, but I just don't see that happening. They're determined. They know what needs to be done now. Just 2 points to leap ahead.
Oh, it's carnage, man. Tiamba must have thought, you know, this was their day in the park. This was their day to just stroll through Zia. But Zia not going down without a fight, ruining the hopes and dreams of Tiamba. And maybe giving an opportunity for Quest to begin their conquest, to climb out of the depths of the leaderboards and save themselves here. Can they do it, though? How much more leeway can they find? All of our teams on a mass migration, rotating as the zone gets tighter and tighter. A lot of big name players close by towards Quest as well.
Tiamba just taking a gander nervously over towards the lobby right now, hoping that soon Quest is going to go down. They can't make it much further. They cannot find themselves any eliminations. Cardozin is out and Reject starts their reign forward. Alpha 7 been real cheeky about this as well. They're playing all the way over towards the western edge of the map. They're playing it safe. They just want those placement points. They want to profit on this game, make it nigh on impossible for Reject, even with their central position, to catch up.
Reject have been trying their damnedest as well. You can see them still sticking to their guns where they feel most comfortable, trying to play around the early circle, getting into a better forefront position as early as they can. Thing is, it's the eliminations that are lacking if they want to be able to push past Alpha 7. Such a hard, tall order for them. Meanwhile here, Quest on screens, it's gladiators that they're going up against, just having a read of the situation now. There is room to breathe. You're not right on top of one another. Bit of spacing between the two compounds. Matic plays point man, tracks down Quest, but starting in this fight, you need everyone honed in. You cannot afford to solo onto this, and also Stalwart are pretty close by as well. So if gladiators make too much noise, Stalwart might pull up.
Got to be seriously careful. They see him off in the distance. They're taking a couple of pot shots of their own, but they make it in. That is the main job that they need to do. It's the first step on a long, long path that they've had here over in the PMGC to try to get towards that top 11. And Tiamba, they've left the safe wide open, ready to be snatched away. And Quest just needs 2 eliminations, Jackie. That's it. Fahiden looking down towards Falcons. Teek's already taken a little bit of damage. They're eliminating the vehicle, getting out the way. So Falcons will really have a tough time of getting out from that spot. All the while, Procedure Evos continues to batter bullets into the side of the brickwork over towards Falcons' side, leaving them feeling very, very scared.
You could cut the tension in the air with a knife at this point. Everyone knowing how vital every move they make is, how important Any peek, any contact you take has to be. The room for error is non-existent. Zone crouches further forward as well. Bit of safety net provided for some of our squads. On the other side of the coin, it will cause migration for Alpha 7, Mad Balls, Evos, and DX, all of them now forced to advance a bit further forward. What remains of Alter Ego as well in just Otka. He's been lurching his way behind DX, mirroring their movements. He's still alive for now, but how far can he take it?
DX gets scarily close to a player from Alpha 7 here, and there's really not a lot of rotations that Alpha 7 can make, but look, they're barreling their way on over towards DX, and it's just 2 players available for that team. They've already got 2 anchors that headed towards the circle itself, so they better be careful here, because I smell a fight brewing between Alpha 7. Again, remember, for Reject, that is bad news for Alpha 7. It's the best thing in the world if they can get some cheeky points on the side whilst they play themselves out a bit of a survival match.
Survival of the fittest at the minute. Mad Balls on parade. Starting to try and close the gap. Evos, though, in the back line find an opportunity to punish, and Misery lives up to his name because Misery loves company. And the company that's getting bit by the bullets is Mad Balls. Trapped now. Zia consistently ruining teams' runs, it feels like. They've got a grudge against everyone blank. Utility unloaded, downhill, barreling towards the Mad Balls, leaving them in a really bad spot now. Fleeke eating damage.
Zia coming back up from the depths to bring the Grim Reaper's scythe towards a lot of these teams already. Just killing off Tiamba, essentially, slicing through them. 5 eliminations found. They don't want to go out quiet into this cold night. I love to see it. Continuing forward now, picking up as much loot as possible. Reject still on that western side. Alpha 7 were able to finish off Alter Ego there. They dropped out with 3 points, but still net themselves 6th place currently for themselves. But again, Alpha 7 not really making too many plays. Life just gets awkward for Reject. You can see here, even at this point in time, stage 4, usually we'd have 50 plus players still remaining. We're down to 13 teams, 47 players alive. I think, although there was a chance at the start of this game for Reject, it is looking ever slimmer now for them to pull this one off. They've had a great game. They've had a great tournament. They've had a great group green stage. However, this might just be where they finish their run towards getting that ticket towards the PMGC Grand Finals. There's still a couple more stages left, 5 to be total. A lot can happen between that time and then.
With the resilience they've shown, they're certainly going to be a team to watch the longer the tournament goes on here. Bit of a shame for them not being able to maintain a top 3 spot after some of the crazy games they've played. But like you're saying, the chance for them getting enough eliminations here is now such a ridiculous task because everyone's been battling. Everyone's been throwing caution to the wayside. Everyone knows how important the fine margins of points are in a game like this. And the zone moves further forward once again. Pressure being reapplied onto a lot of these teams. Rotations have to be clinical. STE on the advance, closing the gap between them and Gladiators. Meanwhile, Bra taking pot shots down onto him. Sarah being able to spot STE's rotation. Actions already knocked. Nerzed advances. Matic on screen now as well as Gladiators finally find a compound that they feel comfortable in.
Terrifyingly close. The players from Mad Balls here. 3 alive for them. Matic looking to throw a cheeky grenade into the mix here. Bounces it off. Should hit happily as well. And Fleeke goes down. That's big news for the Gladiators. They needed points, but more importantly, they needed a home to stay in. And Matic is just breaking down the door with a battering ram and a grenade in hand. Tulika alongside the longhouse here has a nade to send on over. The boys are supporting him from afar, but I think they need to get in close and personal now. Give him the backup he so desires. The nade is good from Tulika. The res is threatened.
Kitsune applying more pressure. Nades out towards the wayside. Fleeke. Can he get back up? Can Tulika save him? He thought they were coming in quicker than they are. It's the nades that forces him off the res. He exchanges one of his own, flinging it out the window. Gladiators holding on strong though. Bit of a response back. Tulika at least being able to guarantee the takedown onto Matic. Kitsune looks to punish. Molotov burning brightly. Nade connects nicely. Dives over the wall and creates a bit of space. A panic for Madballs.
Maku, Tixi, and Kitsune all still alive here. They're able to claim the compound. Zerich is off in the distance. They get some points off the back of that as well. It's absolutely massive. In the meantime, look at this. It's Quest taking down the players from Falcons. Is that 2 down from that? If it is, yes, it is as well. 11th place claimed by the Quest. And Quest completed. It is here for this team. A long and hard and arduous journey, yet Quest stuck it out. Truly a team that never gave up.
Resilience on display. Coming into today, they felt deflated, but they have only proven that they will play it out till the bitter end. And they've given themselves another step in a tournament. More to be said, their story won't end today. As Group Green has proven that you can make anything from these plays. You've just got to keep your head in it. So many top squads duking it out with very small details making a difference. And Quest still looking to advance, fragment into a three-pronged attack here. You've got a bit of a fight developing downside towards Gladiators as well. With Stalwart controlling the compound, Redface taking the peek back onto the now detected Quest. He's right on top of Zia as well. Everyone's on top of one another.
And with that, we pretty much lock in our top 11, right? With the 2 underneath 11th place going down, it means that it's going to be absolutely so hard for these teams to overtake towards those positions. There's only one team still trying to strike out for it, and that's Bra Esport, who started the game with 87 points here. Yes, they've got 6 eliminations. Yes, it's a good start, but overtaking Quest is going to be a really big deal here, considering they're getting further and further into this match. We've seen Bra over in the PMPL EU Championships play a very similar circle to this and absolutely dominate on its side. This is a very different lobby though. This is a very different format with some of the best teams in the world you're going up against. They would have to have a gargantuan result here to overtake over Quest. And again, the circle moves away from the poor lads on the Quest side. They must push further forward, but it seems like Pasija Evos, they've got their eyes towards them. Maybe I called it too late. Is the quest completed just yet? Or can Bra Esport do something about this?
Time will tell. Right now, the aggression being displayed from Stalwart against the Japanese powerhouse. They're trading blow for blow. Quest being severed from the operation as well as they get backstabbed. Ooh, a lot of damage coming out from Luxy, being able to consistently keep them stuck in position. Meanwhile, Stalwart expire, finishing their story in second place. Luxy finds an opportunity to put bullets straight into Kante, and he will be able to slay with the assist of Redface. Quest just left as a duo now, really probably pounding their hearts in their chests, trying to figure out how you even make a rotation out of this, as Gladiators are right ahead of them. You're so exposed from so many other teams as well.
Gladiators forced to change so much this tournament, right? You know, there's been so many differences we see from them. Much faster rotates. Yes, it's still sloppy here and there, but with that, they absolutely will secure their spot towards the survival stage. And honestly, a spot that I don't think anyone thought that they would get. Yes, Kale kind of called it at the start of the day with a bit of sarcasm coming through there. They are the last minute Andes and they make it in. And I think that it's been really, really hard for the Gladiators. And there might have been some teams underneath them that could have overtaken them had it been a different day, a different lobby. But for the Gladiators, they push on through. The survival stage, a different beast for them, but they do make it. For Quest now, this is the team that I'm looking at because I think they're the complete opposite right now of Gladiators who got themselves a direct invite. Quest has really worked hard for this spot. They've worked so bloody hard for this spot, determined to make their way towards this end game and make their way to the survival stage.
It's a big fight between the both of them, both earning their move up for different reasons. Resilience on display from Quest, but how much can they push it? Not looking good on the close quarters engagement as Gladiators begin to blow them away instantly. So much damage established. At least one knock onto Meku, looking for the hard commit to take him down. Nade thrown in through the back door. Bit of chip damage found as well. Quick heal. Molotov through the window. Ignites the roof. Burning bright, but not in the right place. Looks to push up now as well. Wants to get stuck into it with his rifle. Bullets come out from the back of the DBS. And Gladiators finish the quest.
That'll be finished for them. But Bra Esports still continue on their journey. For Quest, not an awful lot of points gained on this match. I think it is simply 2 total. Surprisingly, Bra is still going. And that is a terrifying prospect for some of these teams. I think 14th place, it looks very hard right now. With the 6 eliminations they currently got, they're on 93 points. It would have to go even harder to get towards that top side. But we'll check back in with that later as we're looking at Pasija Evos taking down Zia, the Grim Reapers of the lobby. Took out Tiamba, crushed their chances to get in towards the finals, towards that survival stage. Nades over towards Megamind. Headers it back towards them.
Been ruining every team's hope and dreams, but will Megamind finally have his reign of terror ended? Look how much scrapping is going on around here as well. DX and Alpha 7 battling it out. Meanwhile, Luxy finds a well-paced nade to end Zia after they wiped Tiamba off the face of the battleground. Now we can get stuck into Alpha 7's attack. Closing in on DX.
Wow.
Blow after blow, removing them.
That was kind of a crazy amount of eliminations that came through from Alpha 7 in such a short amount of time. Pasija Evos must have heard that, but assumes the fight's still ongoing, right? But it ended so quickly. And I think with that, Alpha 7 up to 5 eliminations and 7 points with 22 players left in the lobby. Reject's task becomes nigh on impossible to complete now. Towards that top side. Gladiators still going strong. They know they've got to push this even further. They don't know how the leaderboard stands at this current present moment, so they still think that their lives are on the line. They're playing like it.
Play to the bitter end. Don't give up until it's over. Still more to be said for this game. Still more to happen here on our last Miramar of Group Green. Bruh. Just trying to hold their angles right now in very close proximity to Rejects. Rejects still just sitting pretty, waiting for first contact to come their way. They want Bra to make the first move, make a mistake that they can strike off of. Meanwhile, Loops, they get let loose. Chief proving how powerful he can be. The Warlord from the balcony, spraying down on the Gladiators. Their chainmail, unable to bounce the bullets back. They crumble away with 2 hefty knocks onto them, looking for the finisher now. As one by one blank, they are dissipating, and it's only Meku that remains.
Meku just wants to live as long as possible, potentially get himself another knock here, maybe another elimination, set themselves just a bit further into this lobby. But right now, they've done enough. They'll be secured towards that survival stage. In the meantime, Mad Bulls ladder up towards a 6th place position. Much more how we thought they would end up. Bra Esports, they try and assault the position that Reject is currently holding. Kane is down. Kakali on the ground himself, getting picked up in the meantime. Coursera takes a nasty blow to the face.
Zara. Oh, look at the nade on it. Straight through the window. Kakali blown to bits because of it. This man's been so good at lining up his nades. Trying to bait them out with a few pot shots as well, hoping they'll peek into it. Meanwhile, OCO plays Medic to reset the fight for Reject. Close quarters combat, playing on the off angle. Top stick gets one. Trade back onto the second as well as Coursera cleaves his way through them. The butcher knife is coming out, but OCO denies it.
And Rejects should be able to get a full squad back up to force. Pasija Evos, another team that's been chasing down Alpha 7, but they've been so fast in their approach towards the top side of the lobby. Even surprising Loops and Stalwart with their speed, with their alacrity, getting in towards the 3rd place and challenging for 2nd now. Alpha 7 look to take down the Indonesian squad of Evos, who don't want to go out quietly here. They want a loud bang to end this one off. MG3 on Carrillo. Oh, it's a horrifying sight, though, as he sprays through the stairs. And looks like Procedure Evos drop like dominoes. And like that, they are gone.
Procedure Evos out of the runnings now as they have been slain, lit up by the big guns. And Alpha 7 with newfound confidence try and continue punishing, but right now it's rejects that are going absolutely nuclear blank, finding pickup after pickup on multiple big name squads and adding a few extra eliminations under the belt. Alpha 7 gone. Reject now looking to claim themselves one final chicken dinner to finish off the group.
They refuse to be beholden to the curse here. This team looks for chicken dinners, and they'll find them in future as well. Second place will never ever find them again if they play like this in the future. Sarah looking for Zerich, looking for this elimination. For all they know, they might have done it, but it's just not quite enough. Despite that, Reject in a different world, in a different reality. If they'd hit those chicken dinners earlier in the tournament, maybe it's them going through to third place. Zerich looks like he's about to be overcome by the players from Reject. And what a way to end this with a team that has done so much, pumped the numbers so hard. And from Japan, we never expected them to make it this far towards a fourth place finish. They make it.
The Japanese side surprises with a final chicken dinner quest. Complete their conquest to get themselves just enough points, just a thimbleful to push further into the survival stage. So many teams fought hard over the course of 4 days in what was one of the most stacked groups we've ever seen here in Group Green. But deservedly so, Blank. We saw the talentedest bunch move through to keep it alive. The top 3 squads absolutely deserved it as well. They pulled out some bangers from day one the whole way through.
For Quest, it's an unbelievable victory for them. You can see they can't quite believe it themselves. Reject, I think they can hold their heads high here. Sarah should be flexing those biceps if I was him. Their journey was amazing, but it doesn't take them to the PMGC Grand Finals. And that's got to be a bitter sting with the way that they've played today and yesterday. Maybe if they'd